Welcome to this part of the video. So now we have everything ready and it's looking good. However, let's invest a bit more in design. Since if you look at the design here, I like this more user-friendly. For example here, and you might question as well, well, how can I quickly see our sales? Because you see this and say, wow, this is really hard to read. Can I not highlight this in colors? Yes, you can. So we're going to use that. But we're not going to do like this. For example, you see here red of a rent. We say, all right, this is an expense. We make this red. And you say, all right, this is a sale here. We're going to highlight this green, or maybe give this a green text, right? So I want to give it green text and red text, but I don't want to do it manually here, because what happens if something changes? Imagine this one here, there was rent, but suddenly you get a rebate of your rent, or you get some money back from your rent. All possible. So we have to make sure that this is not hard-coded, but it must be dynamically what we call soft-coded. Basically, it's all dynamic. So how to do this? Well, simple. Let's select all of these. And then I'm just going to click here and then just select the entire list. So you have all of these, and then we're going to work with conditional formatting. Let's start with first one, and then after we can just drag it with our brush tool. So we select this, and what we want to do is, if the value is not a sale, then it should be red numbers, right? So because it's an expense. So how to do that? Conditional formatting, and in conditional formatting you have highlight cell rules. And what we need is we're going down, we're going to a more advanced function. So we're going to select on more rules. We're going to create our own special function rule. Very simple here. You format only cells that contain. Well, you can do that for the sale, only if it contains sale. However, right now we're selecting this one. And you will notice that this is a restriction in conditional formatting. Conditional formatting will only format the selected cell unless you do something special, what I'm going to show you right now. So, let's click here on the option, and we say here, use a formula to determine which cell to format, or which cells to format. Let's select this. And then we have here the option here to put in the formula. So what do we really want to do? So we know that if something is not equal a sale, then it's an expense. Very simple. Because of that logic, we can use that. So I'm going to say here, we'll do this. We select the cell. Yes, and it's very important. We're going to remove these here. Remove this. This is not necessary. It's absolute. It's not, because this is an absolute reference. We don't want that, because it will freeze the cells into place and we'll only calculate this. So we need just a C2, and that is. So there's no if statement basically, but it's a condition. It's a condition without any if. So we say if C2 equals sale, or make sure you match the exact text. Very important. Sale and double quotation. If that is true, we'll say we're going to give this a custom color, and this custom color will be a beautiful green color. Well, like a more nice one, like this one is beautiful. You can see here, if ever there's a border fill, you can clear it up, and you can see here the default is red. So I'm going to say I don't want any background color. Just clear the background color and confirm. So you say, alright, so if this is true, it will become green. Okay? You can see right now, nothing happens. However, we have the formula ready, so we're going to use the formula. We say, we'll copy this formula and we'll use it on each of these here. And now you can see everything with sale becomes green. So what happens if I say 1? Then it doesn't work, because it looks for an exact match in the cell text. So I wonder if we can just test. Will this work? Because this is a smaller text. Yes, so apparently it is not capital sensitive, and it will understand small letters or big letters. Beautiful. Let's do the exact same, but then for the red, for expenses. So what we have to do now is, this one is slightly more complicated. So you can click on this, and then we need to do again the same option here. We're going to do more rules. And you might say, well, wait a minute, why don't we use like equal to, or something that's equal to? Well, because we are using here this formula where we have to reference to another cell, and that makes it a bit more complicated and tricky. So what we need to do here is the following. So what we say here, we will have to use write. So what is write? Basically write means it will use or count the values what we have, and then it will extract the last one of it. So let me show you, and then I will explain to you, because this is really it's a tricky one, but it's not that complicated once you see it. So basically here, we remember we concatenate the last value is a E or S. So what we need to do is, we just select here the right, what we want is this value here, comma, and then number 1. Meaning, we want to trim or remove everything, and the only value or the letter, the only character we want to keep is the first one on the right, meaning the E or S. Yes. So if that's true, and if that's equal E with double quotation, in that case, we're going to make it red. So custom format again, give it some nice red. Let's clear the border and the filler, and just only give it a nice, I like this strong red here, that's fascinating. All right, confirm and confirm. Now we have exactly what we want. We're going to just select all of these here, and there we are. So let's see what's going on here. You can see that something is going on. So let me check what's going on here. Am I grabbing the designs? Yes. However, you can see there's something going on. So let's double check this one, what's going on. First of all, let's see here. So we have this value here, right? And if I say this, right, and select this, and then we say number of characters 1. And I understand what's going on. And maybe you noticed as well, I didn't notice it. Just click back here. We're going to manage the rule, because there's a default, you can see a default dollar sign, meaning it was an absolute reference, it will not move down. And that is the reason why something is changing. So let's click here. You see this is the rule we want, edit, and we just say here remove these dollar signs, we don't need them. Okay, confirm. Okay, now if we just select all of these, you will see it will work perfectly, exactly as we wanted. So now you understand this, and what we really did was very simple. We just search, if we do right, the last letter, is that an echo or a Shara, E or S, right? It's very simple. That's the only thing. You can see if we drag this down here, you can see this. And then we say based on this letter on the formula, if that's equal to the letter E for echo, then it must become red. Very simple. There's no real complication in that. It's just that you have these formulas you need to match together. So many times you will notice, why do we have this? And now at least you understand. Alright, so now we have this, and now we are really done here with this part. So I realized that maybe there's an option here what we still have to consider is negative values, because you can see here this is a 1000. What happens if you have negative 1000? You get these brackets here, but these brackets and maybe these colors here might be very confusing, so we want to highlight them differently. So I will do that in the next video, just to keep these videos short.